it's on.
Hello.
Oh, we're here.
Hey. Sorry.
All right.
We are
Ready?
here. We are live.
Where you been?
Where did you come from?
You've been around, haven't you?
I'm working up a sweat. I don't know what's going on. I'm lost.
Been
So
a busy day.
Is that on?
It's on, mate.
Oh, shit.
Been up for 5 minutes, actually.
Has it? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
we
all
didn't
right.
say anything. We're waiting for you. So,
Hello,
episode number
everyone.
74.
74. Now we can start.
Yeah, let's see. Got a few people online. Probably people are back in the office. So let's give it a minute.
Well, they're all sneaking away, are they?
I think so.
They're all going to the
they're going lunch
toilet,
break.
they're watching their phones.
I think so.
Watch it on the screen, mate.
Why not?
Yeah, multi-screens in the office.
No. One screen's enough, more than enough.
In any
I know
case,
about you and screens and cameras and
What are
lights.
you talking about? You've got 2 screens.
Sure.
and one is a bit low. So again, we've got a drag body shell.
Look at that.
We saw last week, and we have some new ones as well. So quite a few.
We have now. Young BJ's let us down a bit this week.
Have not.
It's the second week. I think we've got away with it.
Have not.
It's meant to be painted and fitted.
No, it's on.
It's fitted.
Yeah.
It's on. It's not fitted. It's not fitted. It's on.
Almost fitted.
But
So
yeah.
that is BJ's 10th scale short course speed machine,
Yeah, this is a speed machine.
made famous for.
If I gotten around Velodrome without it spinning out, this would have been fast. But I
would've been
didn't.
fast.
If I
That's
did
right.
it, I think
Okay.
is that sticky tape here the problem?
Could
And the
be.
answer is yes.
Let's keep the pins in.
We're having a problem with traction, and then when it did hook up, the drive shaft started flying out,
It
didn't it?
did. So it's going to have a major rebuild, but it's given me extra confidence with a fresh, fast body.
A fresh skin.
Indeed. So for today, we're gonna have drag bodies. We got J concept bodies fresh in. We're gonna talk
They are
about
straight in. I haven't even seen them yet.
Yeah,
have
no,
they?
you will
These
see
have
them
been
in a minute.
long time coming.
yeah, and then we're gonna have what do we have up here? We have some paints again.
Yep.
Also
Some
75
more
new
paints.
paints,
Got some Cromlech stuff.
Cromlech stuff, and then a couple of plastic kits,
Little
Zania,
pudding kit.
and
The special exclusive box.
this
Oh, the box is coming back.
Yep.
Wow. I
And-
haven't been able to keep my hands on it this week. It has been going mental.
other bits and pieces.
I
But
know.
first thing first, the car at the front.
Car of the week.
What have we got here?
So
Come on.
It's pretty special looking.
It's
got
not
quite a
white.
few people online tonight.
It's-
Hey, actually, it's Tony, Rob,
it white?
David.
Off
What
white.
can we want?
It's dark white.
Dark white.
Very dark.
It's like moss white.
What's the darkest white you've got?
Black.
Like
What's the darkest black you've got? Yeah.
Black up.
midnight black.
Have you got any black without grey in it?
So let's start guessing the
Pretty
car. So the
dark.
car. What do we need to know about the car? I guess the make.
Make,
Yep.
model,
Yep.
year would be nice.
Yep.
I don't know whether we have a year that we can actually
No, colour,
color.
engine size, tyre pressures.
Tire pressure, I think, is a critical one.
Okay,
Cool. So
it's got 4 seats. I said too much. They can even say what number it is over the series. Would they guess that?
Oh, there's no way you could guess that.
it's only 100, mate. So there's only 100 chances of guessing it.
No way.
It's actually only 12.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
that-
very.
Only 12 made.
They would be bespoke though. Each one would be a different colour, surely.
Indeed.
All right.
All right. So yes.
What do you want to talk about? We're
We-
talking about drag car. Is that done? Or are you still going to go
Velodrome,
over that?
no?
Oh,
Is it
good.
going to be? Is it going to be painted for next week?
Excuse me.
No?
We'll see how I go. I've got so many projects on the go at the moment. Haven't been able to finish anything.
So this is one of the new J concept ones. Is it 1963 Ford Falcon?
Yeah, so it's a bit of a different look, isn't it? It's got
Yeah, well,
this
this
super
is-
sleek.
Modern, like that's just typical Biddy, isn't it? They just take something and they make it super beautiful, super functional,
Yeah, and then you got your contrast of something a bit more vintage.
old school
Yeah.
for sure. So this is the essence of when most people think of an American muscle car or something like this, isn't it?
Yeah.
The old shoebox shape, big bonnet scope, square cut. That's it.
Very short.
Very short, isn't it? But I suppose the wheelbase will be punch for punch with
Yeah,
the.
it should be the same.
It's because that one's got the wing cast in the back and stuff like that.
Yeah, long nose.
This one has it in here. We got window masks. We've got stickers in there. Oh, I just want to get in there with my teeth and just rip it apart.
With your teeth.
Yeah, well, why not? No, I'm not getting in there. I'll leave that for somebody else who's going to be the rightful owner of this one.
So it's interesting how this is a vintage type car. And they've actually made it look sort of draggy because it's got these. What are they?
What are they?
Are they the brake things or what are they?
That's to get smoke out.
Oh, is it?
So when they go, they light up the tires and warm up the tires, and when they go backwards, back up to the line, they'll
Oh.
open up
Yeah.
and they'll get all the they'll get all the smoke out of the cabin.
Well, you need that out of there, don't you?
Yeah,
You
they've
wanna
got
see
a
where you're
similar
going.
thing in NASCARs, I think, too. In
Yes.
NASCARs, it's automotive, so when they're sliding and there's smoke everywhere, when they
Yeah.
start going backwards,
Well, they've got the angled ones, haven't they? They're
Yeah.
sort of.
That's right. That's right, and they act like a brake as well, I suppose, on those. So
Yeah, right.
this one here, though, is designed to get the smoke out of the
All
cabin
right.
of the car.
Interesting.
Okay.
So that's one of them.
Yep.
What else have we got?
There's 3 or 4 different ones actually. So let's park this one.
All right. So that was.
Cadillac ATS.
That's a bit more modern looking.
That's very modern looking, isn't it?
It's still another a shorty.
Definitely, sure.
Very short. Yes.
It's good. Are there the wings in there?
Yep. So these are all the wings that will attach on the back. There'll be various kinds. Again, window masks.
Yep.
J Concepts don't do a bad job at their bodies. Their licensed stuff is pretty good. Yeah, they'll definitely appeal to a lot of people.
Definitely all licensed actually.
Yeah,
Yes.
all licensed, the J Concept stuff.
Correct.
It's stiff.
Very. It has to be, eh? Otherwise, at 150 k's an hour.
Yeah.
flat.
No, we don't want any
Very
flexing.
Especially if you're going to be driving it around.
Yes.
You're going to be going upside down. So you want to
reinforcing sides.
This one here is a 1991 Ford Mustang, commonly referred to as a Fox Body Mustang.
Fox
So,
body.
Yeah. So that's the Mustang one. Again, very similar. Window mask, wing inside. Very similar in shape and stature.
Yep.
You can really see why the Biddy Design one really did revolutionise what they
Very
refer
different.
to as the no prep. It's a completely different concept.
Correct. Very
So-
different design. And last one.
Last but not least,
What is it? Let me have a look. We received those literally 10 minutes ago. So it's 1987
Buick
Buick.
Grand National.
Oh, Grand Nationals are pretty popular, aren't they?
Are they?
They're a really square looking thing.
It's very
Yeah.
long.
I've never
actually-
seen one.
Haven't you?
No,
No, they're quite popular over there. Really, really angular.
And it's quite long actually compared to the other one, so it looks
Yeah.
longer at least.
and it actually looks a little bit lower in profile. I'm sure it's not, but it's designed to the door pillar, the
Probably
door
lot
skin
taller.
comes up really high
Got some arches on
and
it.
really low. Yeah, flared arches. Again, very thick, very. That is super cool.
That's it.
Yeah, no prep drag racing is just leaping off, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It is probably, I suppose, what we had with crawlers like a few years back when that was the on-trend thing. Now it's all like no prep drag.
Exactly. And we also received,
Does smoke come off them?
it does.
Can you make them smoke?
You can do anything.
You can smoke them, can't you?
Well, I don't know. I've seen the guys in the
I think
video.
so.
They dip them and they rev it up, and it's not my cup of tea.
Let me do this because
What are you doing?
What's that?
Ah,
Traction lotion.
well, for sure. The thing about this stuff is though, that you need a good, 15 minutes to let it soak in. It needs to dry
some
and
tire
take off
warmers,
the tire,
perhaps.
and some tire warmers.
Yep.
Funnily enough, might have something in my box to go with that.
Oh.
So,
Ooh. So tires, rear wheels. So these
Yep.
are based on shockless wheels. So they fit on traditional shockless wheels.
yeah,
But these are really blink.
Yeah,
Put it
super
to the
blink.
camera. And here we go. So blink, blink.
Oh.
so these are to obviously mimic what they use in the drag racing world, the beadlock style.
Yep.
But yeah, short course. So it looks like it has a large sidewall, but in fact
Yep.
it doesn't. It still maintains a low profile.
Yep.
But it has the big lip over the tire to replicate that.
A lot of people may not realize that the chroming on these, they've actually put tape around the bead so that the chroming doesn't attach to it. So it's easy to glue them on.
Oh,
Because
so you're not just
Because the thing
gluing
is-
to the chrome.
No, that's right. Because if you glue straight on the chrome will just flake off and
Oh,
your
does
tire
it?
flies off. Yeah. So in your early days, you had to file all that off or sand
Mhm.
it off. But what they've done here is they put tape on it, so the chrome doesn't actually take to that point. So
That
that's,
is
that's
it.
raw plastic under there.
That is ingenious.
Yeah, it
That's
makes
it,
all
yeah.
the difference. Yeah. So if anything, you probably just want to sand along the edge there carefully, so you can glue all the way to the edge.
Wait, you can't have too much glue.
No, well, it'll sort of come off, and you don't want it all over the bling bling, right?
You don't want it over the bling bling.
No. So yeah, well, all the hard work's done already, so it's good.
Because a lot of the retro RC cars, they had chrome wheels, didn't they?
They did.
With me
They did. And I learned very quickly that
shots or
Yes.
something.
yeah, you learn very quickly that
That doesn't
comes off.
It
Doesn't
does.
stick.
It does. It peels off. And front wheels.
And front wheels,
Narrow.
nice and skinny. They look very reminiscent of two-wheel drive buggy front wheels.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah.
They have a bit of a lip, a bit of an offset to give it that drag look.
Yep.
Very cool.
It's really
Very
picked
cool.
up. It's really picked up, isn't it? It's
That's
great.
it.
Racing.
Absolutely. So
So no prep drag racing 101.
Yep.
And BA is going to be painting and fitting a body this weekend.
This is not going to be a drag car. This is going to be a speed car. So it's
Speed car.
It's going to
Big
end up on the velodrome.
side wing.
It's going to be a drag car that goes around very banked corners.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's got a wheelie bar.
Yeah, well, we put the wheelie bar on it and never needed it. It's cool.
It does look very cool. Very cool.
Looks bright.
What else have we
So,
got?
what have you got? You have a bunch of things there.
Oh, yes.
Look at this.
What's happening?
It's one of my race boxes.
Yeah.
What's in here?
Oh,
Have a look at this. Are we on the front camera?
yes.
They can even go to overhead run. They
Let's
do,
put a
don't
top
they?
camera so we can see
They
all
do
the
too
fancy.
perfectly, Beach.
Oh, really?
Fancy.
You need a hand there. Let me hold that down for you.
I need a hand or
There you go. Get the fingers in.
You get the
There we go.
gizmo tool for this.
that gizmo tool would have been perfect for that, Nick. I didn't even think of that. I really
Alright,
didn't
so
have a great
Let's put a
amount.
nice.
Have a look at this. I just took a photo of this now and put it out to the ether. So these ones here are the Dash AI version 2 speed controllers. So that is their current.
Let's go in a bit.
Go in a bit. I can come up a bit. Meet you halfway. And there we have.
Oh, look at
So
that.
that is a Dash AI version 2 speed controller, and that is the same unit as what they're currently using in their top spec touring car or drag racing, whatever the application is, 220 amp.
That purple looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks really cool. And they've done that aimed, I think, more at the drag racing again.
Yeah.
The drifting, all that sort of stuff where people are getting more creative with their electronics and the colorizations of it all, rather than just
Oh, the red.
the traditional black.
Whoa.
How cool
That's
is that?
That's actually a very nice red, actually.
It is a really nice red.
It's a really deep anodizing, isn't it? Because sometimes reds can look a bit pink.
Well, that wouldn't be red then, would it?
Well,
Wouldn't that be pink?
they still call it red, but it's
Do
just
they?
so thin that it looks pink.
A pinky red.
It's
Yeah.
like a dark pink.
So we've got the one speed controller here, and it's in 3 different colors. So same specs, same units, everything's adjustable, fully adjustable with the program box, and you can solder it up exactly to suit. It's got really nice, thick, gold-plated soldering terminals. It's got the super sleek sensor port here to keep everything nice and out of the way. We've got the remote fan output, and these speed controllers actually don't come with a switch, which some people dislike, but I actually love because switches are a pain to mount.
Yeah, they get in the way, don't they?
And the case-mounted ones have problems. So any speed controller also comes with a fan designed to mount on top here,
Do you
and
remember?
that's really for your low-turn applications. So and even in 13.5, you don't really need a fan with these speed controllers are so powerful that they didn't even get warmer to 13.5.
Yeah, you need to be pushing them pretty hard to use the fan there.
Yeah, but when you start running turbo boost and down to sort of 4 or 5 turns, then then everything starts to get nice and warm. So
Yep.
that's why you've got your fans and everything.
Yep.
220 amps, fully adjustable.
Yep.
Would be great. They're down to 3 turns, so even your drag applications,
Yep.
they would be perfect.
Mhm.
And they're fully adjustable through the program box. Yeah, super
Yeah.
cool. Drifting, drag, circuit racing, off-road buggies. One of our good customers messaged before and said, how cool would the purple one look in a retro old buggy with a Trinity? Trinity used to do a purple screw
Oh,
kit.
yeah, that's right.
That would look really cool. So the current trend of the past few years is everything all blacked out, black and everything. But yeah, so Dash is bringing a bit of color back, and I'm a huge fan. So we know that the product's great and what's inside there is great,
Mhm.
and they've just made it look aesthetically a bit different now.
Well, I was just thinking about Jeremy. Remember, Jeremy had these twin-motored F1 car around
Yep.
the velodrome. You could have 2 different speed controls because he had 2 speed controls in his car, one for each motor.
Yeah, that's right.
And if you had one with each, I mean, that'd look cool, wouldn't it?
That'd look really cool. So we
Yeah.
could do all sorts of different applications there. They'll suit a lot more. Yeah, so that is brand new, and that is just come this morning. So that is good
It's nice.
from the house of Aromax Dash. Aromax Dash.
Arrow Mesh Dash.
How much dash? So, looks like internet is back. It looks like the quality was a bit low. So,
Well, luckily, because I hadn't
hopefully-
really done my moustache yet.
Are you doing
Hopefully.
it now?
can you?
What have we got?
Okay, so hopefully the quality stays okay. So, cool.
Well, it's looking okay now.
Yes.
Oh, don't tell me I wasn't in 4K.
Can we redo it? Can you say everything you just said?
Can I ever? No.
No.
I'm
Okay.
going-
Oh,
let's-
all right.
Onwards and upwards, people. This one here, we're on the front camera.
Yeah, we are on the front camera.
What are
Let's
you
have a
doing
look.
there? What's that?
Let's have a look.
Is that your lunchbox?
Well, you give me a good idea now.
Ah.
Yeah. This is Aeromax tire warmers. Now, these are a fairly familiar sight around the pack. Now, they've actually just updated the tire cups, and I thought I would show them. So,
Yeah, I thought that looked a bit different.
the warmer box themselves and everything is the same.
Yep.
But the tire warmer cups have been upgraded or updated. So I actually don't have the old ones with me at the moment. But yeah, so you can see here,
From top again.
we'll jump up to the top. So they now got a rubberized coating on them. They used to be a fabric, and it's all molded to the cup. So I'm tipping that it's got a little bit more weight to it, so it will sit and hold on the tire nicer on your 1/10 touring car.
Mm-hmm.
And it should also be more durable and robust.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
You know, not that we've had heaps of problems with these, but this should just add to it and make them truly.
It looks nicer
Truly
too,
more
actually. It looks a
dependable.
lot nicer.
And it does look a bit nicer. They used to have gold in the cup, which is a nice touch. They've gone with the black. And yeah, like I said, it used to have a material on the outside, but it did get a bit tatty and wrecked after years of use. But I suppose if you've used them for years, they've done a good job. So, like I said, we've got them in stock now. They've come as they come in pairs of cups.
Yep.
And yeah, definitely worth if your tire warmers are getting a bit manky and old, definitely worth looking at getting a new set of Aeromax tire cups for your existing warmers, and they'll be as good as new for a long
Look how
time.
they just retrofit.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So really cool. So looking forward to getting those out on track. What else did I got? Here we go.
Oh,
We were
more
talking
stuff.
new
about-
stash.
Well, we're talking about glue before, talking about hairspray, and talking about tidying up the moustache, and Kicker came to it. How do we use Kicker, BJ?
Drop it on the ground. You go. Punch
So
kicker.
this is that
No?
Kicker. This has been around for as long as I've been around,
Oh, it's
probably
a
a lot
different
longer.
kind of kicker. This is the aerosol one because you can get in a spray can as well.
Yeah, so this is the aerosol one. The aerosol
in a
one
pump
comes in two sizes, and it
Yep.
does come also, like BJ said, in a pump
pumpy.
pack and a refill.
Yep.
And this is really handy to have in your toolbox, because if you have to re-glue your tires, or you're gluing up a fresh set of tires and it's before the heat, this activates your
Super
tire glue, your
Yep.
super glue, and sets immediately. So you got maximum strength immediately.
Yep.
And it's something that a lot of people probably don't know about or haven't used lately.
No,
but
probably. Yeah.
yeah, it's something that I'm going racing on the weekend, and it's something that I grabbed because I was out of, because
Yep.
there's nothing worse than quickly fixing a tire and
Yep.
waiting for it to dry, and this
Yep.
stuff you just spray it on, it doesn't
Oh,
use
yeah.
heat or anything, and it just like
Yep.
sets it like stone immediately.
And the aerosol can probably works better for the tires too because it's a higher pressure and it's more even. So the pump pack is great, but you'll find that it's not as well atomized.
Yeah.
And so particularly with a tire where you want it totally even all the way around, then aerosol definitely
It's
works
much
better.
better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this one, I probably wouldn't go spraying it on those chrome wheels that we just had.
I know to
But-
attack those. Yeah.
We'll attack those, but
Yep.
most of the nylon wheels that we use, nylon base wheels that we use for racing,
Yep.
this Kicker stuff will be fine. Won't damage the plastics. You won't put it in your body or on your car. But yeah, if you put that on your tires when you're done, you know that you've got instant super gluage.
Yeah, it's just even if you're using a fast glue, because sometimes you apply a lot of thin
Yeah.
glue, it still doesn't dry instantly.
No,
And then you don't want your tire always moving around before it sets.
no,
So once you hit it, you know it's done.
yeah, it
Yep.
is done at maximum strength, and they do it in this handy little size, so it fits in your toolbox nice.
Mm.
Go to the track, and it's not really that dear, and it's something that you might only buy once every 6 months.
Well, that's
you
it.
know? So
If
it's
that.
really a good bit of arsenal.
Yeah.
So I thought I would try that.
Hmm.
Next thing I thought, like I said, I'm going back to
Ah.
the track after the first in a long time. So I thought I would treat myself to a new hoodie. Now this is a Hot Bodies Racing one, and this actually hasn't been in stock very long, but it's really nice. I think we've had them before. This is a World Championship Edition 1 World Team.
Yep.
But yeah, Hot Bodies do some really nice stuff. Yeah, if I can't be fast on track, at least I'll look fast
Look
off the track. You
Look
know
at
what I mean?
this.
That's a classic Hot Bodies grey.
Hot Body's grey. It's nice. It's understated. It's not too leery. But yeah, so I thought I would show that. We've got good stock of these in hoodies and t-shirts. Yeah, so I thought I'd bring it on and let people have a look at them. So
That's thick, isn't it?
That's quite
It
nice
is.
to hear.
it is. I know we are coming into summer, or supposedly in Melbourne.
Sometimes it's still 12 degrees in the morning.
Well, that's right.
That's right. So anyway, Hot Body's hoodie. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hot Bodies Racing hoodie, HB Racing hoodie. I'm a big fan.
Good. And so, you just say you're going racing this weekend.
Going racing this weekend. Finally. Well, I say that. It's a bit disappointed. The racing's actually been called off, the Eagle Point Invitational. But we've already committed. It's like 4 hours away. I'm taking the wife and kids away. So we're already going away for the weekend. Hopefully, the track's definitely going to be open on Saturday if the weather's kind. So we're going to go down there, spend the day there practicing on Saturday. And if the weather does turn out Sunday, then we'll go back to the track Sunday. Otherwise, we'll just kick about in Paynesville and then head home. So
well, it's meant to be raining all weekend, but it looks like it's clearing actually.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's good.
Yeah. So hopefully it's good. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is at the moment. We've had 3 weeks out of lockdown, and we've had really bad weather 2 out of 3 of them. So hopefully it turns around. We can get back to the track and playing with our cars and having some fun.
Yep,
The next event for
Looking
me
forward to it.
coming up will be the Geelong Cup, 4th and 5th of December. So that's only a fortnight away.
Yep.
Looking forward to debuting the Aeromax TCR.
Finally.
I know that was built
during lockdown
6 months,
6 months ago.
6 months ago. Still got to put the speed controller and stuff in it, so get that one sorted out. And hoping for an exciting new body to be put on that as well.
Well,
It
it's
looks
coming.
like a BT design body, front wheel drive body, with lots of debates. It's actually on its way to Australia.
Exactly.
So we should be able to physically see one in the next week or two.
At first it was called, oh no, it's going to be too low. It's not going to be legal. And then BT Designer said, no, it's definitely legal. It's 125. We engineered it for that. So we're really excited it's coming.
Awesome.
And get it out there. It's not a huge class, but hopefully it grows.
What's it called again? The new body?
Hiberia?
Hiberia?
Yeah,
Hiberia, I think.
Yeah. Apparently it's not a very Italian name, but I wouldn't know. But yeah,
Hiberia.
Hiberia.
Something Russian.
That's right.
I don't know.
So new front wheel drive body. I'll put a post on it during the week, and hopefully it lands next week so we can get it on. And I've got to try and beat BJ for his drag body.
What do you mean?
I think you're in a shot there, just slightly.
What are you trying to say?
And I think that's all for me this week. The Hoons Exclusive Box.
Oh, yes.
Let's talk about that.
You know all about it by now. So
This was
today's yours.
such a big hit. I actually haven't looked at it since last week. I think we've packed up and probably sent like 12 out. But it's been so popular, we thought that we'd go again. It's got the Cromlech package in there. I'm probably not going to open it and go right through it because we had the joy of that last week.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've got a new range of gaming stuff in.
Yep.
From Cromlech, which is a Polish company. Sorry. And so we've put together a couple of miniatures, a paint package, some sanding blocks, a couple of brushes, everything you need to do those 2 figures, and a good starting point to do another 20, 30 figures.
Easy. Last year.
And I think we need to share this one. This is one of my favorite.
Is it? The Angry Pumpkin.
The Angry Pumpkin.
Yeah, with the 2 feet.
And then soon we're going to have the Christmassy one arriving. So that should be
Really?
leaving Cromlech the next week or so. It'll be Christmassy one.
Really?
Yeah.
Very special.
Wow.
Indeed.
I don't know. The orcs are still getting at me. The orcs are
You like the
amazing.
orcs?
Are you losing sleep?
People are just like, you got orcs. I'm like, and they're like, oh. So
There's an orc there.
There you go.
orcs,
Share on top.
orcs are
There you
like in. That's it. # orc life.
There's his face right there.
All right, guys.
Alrighty.
That's about it for me. I'm gonna let
You
you
and your
go.
boxes.
Let you guys go.
Love your boxes.
Thank
I'm gonna
you.
put this up here and out the way.
All right.
Have fun. Thank you for having me, and we'll speak soon.
Good luck this
Alright.
weekend.
Thank you. See you guys.
Cheers. Wow.
Lots of stuff.
That was a lot of stuff.
Lots of we've got quite a few people online. So I think
We should check on the car, right?
we should just bring it back a bit so everyone can see it.
Have we had any takers?
No, not takers,
No
but we had
takers.
lots of comments on your on Warwick, on Brett's
Brett's
moustache,
Oh, he's a moustache. Oh, really?
and it's something about you as well.
Oh, really?
Okay.
I don't have a moustache though. What's that? Oh, I did. I
We have to put this up.
did.
Oh dear.
Maybe I have to try and find a photo of me with a bit of fur
I
on my
think it'll be
face.
interesting.
Yeah.
So let's have a guess for this car. Very premium in all ways.
Very premium.
Very exclusive.
Is it South American?
Is it?
I don't know. Is it?
Could be. Could be South American. And it's I would say it's not black.
It's not black. No.
I don't think it's black.
No. It's not black, but it's a dark color.
Definitely dark color. So
Yeah.
let's guess the make and the model
Yes.
at least.
Yep, and then we'll move on the color a bit later.
Yes. All right. Oh, all right, Tony. It's a Bentley.
Really?
And yes, I think it's a Bentley.
It is. It is. All right. Okay, so I've got the Bentley, but which Bentley is it?
Yeah, let's see.
Yep.
Let's put this at the front.
Yep.
Should put some stuff away.
Yep.
As always, if you have questions, just ask them here. We can try to respond them straight away. If you want to see any products that we may have in store, we should be able to grab them.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, the shop's just over there. So if there's anything you want to see,
I
just have to run out and just grab something.
Yeah, we haven't been able to do that for the past 4 months. And now
that's
we have
right.
Luxury again.
That's it.
So, yeah, definitely we confirm. Also, Thiago is a good friend who shops at the Hobbyman. And it's confirmed it's a Bentley. So now we need to guess which one.
Yep.
So Rob is suggesting it's hard to see.
It's hard to see. How about let me change the angle a little bit.
Oh,
how's that?
Now.
How's that? Yeah.
It's a convertible. Yes, I think we agree on that. Any new Bandai kits? Tony's asking.
We had a heap of Bandai kits.
And there's another palette.
Yeah, there's
due anytime.
Well, I know that the brand new things coming in the next lot, which should be a week away.
Yeah.
We got the Mandalorian figure coming in.
Yes.
It's going to be in the standard silver finish, and also there's going to be a special, like a chrome Beskar armor finish. So that's coming in. There's other new stuff too, but I can't remember. And restocks of stuff, but a lot of stuff is coming.
There's lots of stuff coming and going. So shop hasn't been so full in a very, very long time. Specifically the Bandai and kind of Gundam sort of things. Yep. Been really, really full.
So people who have been here before, you probably noticed that we never really had anything all about the ceiling, but everything is packed to the ceiling now. It's like touching the ceiling.
Absolutely. Now, Shane is asking a question that we can quickly answer now.
Yep.
So he's asking how to remove the seam line of the rubber tires in the 1/24 scale models.
Sanding is a week. Well, sanding is the way I would have done it. So rubber is quite soft.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be using like a medium type grit, like 400 grit on plastic. Use something much coarser. So 120 to 240 grit. And that's like the really rough stuff that, like rub all the skin off your knuckles type of thing. So you concentrate on the insides, on the actual seam first. And once you've got that down pretty flat, and then you'll gently rub it. Like I'll hold the tire and then I'll rub it across the sanding paper, which is here. And that gives an even rub down line across the whole face of the tire. So also it's been run. But sanding is the best way to do it.
Okay, interesting.
So quite often I'll do that on the old Tamiya F1 kits.
Yes.
Because they always had that very pronounced seam line because it's a slick tire. But even with your treaded stuff, you do the same thing. Looks much better. But yep, sandpaper.
Sandpaper.
So
they're non-step sanding blocks.
They'll be fine.
Be a really good option because they're nice and flat, so you can actually.
Yeah, that's right. So there's a 240 grit in that I'll use, and so you can concentrate on just the center part first, and then you can roll it along there.
That's right.
It'll be fine.
Brilliant. Meanwhile, I think we got a car guest.
Ah, really? What is it?
I think so Thiago is saying is a Bentley Continental GT convertible.
Well, that's pretty much what it says there, isn't it?
I think it is.
Yeah, I think that's a winner.
Now, guessing the color, I think is going to be a challenge.
It is because it's got to do with what it looks like on the screen, yeah?
Yeah, which looks very, very black.
I don't know. What happens if I move this and get a bit more light on it?
I see.
And we hold it close to a light.
Even in real life, looks really dark.
Does that help?
I think it looks even more black now.
Oh, does it? It's showing off how good the finish is, eh? Look at the reflection coming off it. Right?
So it's not black.
Does it help? No?
No,
I'm just doing exercises now.
Yeah, no. All right. Well, we park the car for a moment.
Yep.
While you have your car there, we should talk about the velodrome. So I don't know how many of our viewers have heard of the velodrome. I'm sure many have. But the velodrome was called off this September due to lockdown, and it's been to be coming back.
Yep.
In hopefully January or so, early in the new year.
Yeah, I hope so.
So the idea is that we're going to run as fast as we can around the cycling velodrome in Coburg here in Melbourne. So a big concrete oval, effectively. And we did it the first time last year. Was it in February, March? Sometime early.
It was this year in January, I think.
This year,
yeah.
And it was very successful, really good fun. We ran GTs, we ran the X-Maxes.
There's so many people there.
People, different cars.
Yeah.
And we're trying to run again this coming January, February or so.
Yep.
it should be really good. So
Yep.
get your cars ready. Doesn't have to be anything particular. Like a short course is perfect, like BJ's short course. So you can just put some drop tires, some
Yeah, that's right.
GRP, some GRP belted tires would be ideal.
I find it really interesting going around Velodrome because it's not like a standard sort of racing setup. There's a lot of theory involved. And so this is a car I initially set up for high speed runs, but I've discovered that the setup didn't quite work for the Velodrome because you got bank corners and it's probably set a bit low. And every time the chassis touches the ground, it'll spin out. But because we had that one practice day and this thing was flying because I've got the gear ratios right on it. There's massive gearing in it. Probably won't be able to see it, but there's massive pinion just sitting there.
Let's see if we can pop the top camera actually while we're there. Here we go.
So that's where I've got this big, massive pinion. That's a 1, all steel, tough, and it's roughly the same size, slightly bigger, that I've used for the spur gear. So with this ratio, theoretically, it should be 200 kilometers an hour, but realistically, because you're hitting corners and stuff, if this did 150, I'd be really happy. But that's where we're at the moment. So I did have a short course body on it, which it didn't quite suit it. And so since that, we've got this super duper drag body. I think that's going to make it look absolutely fantastic.
I think so.
So this is what's going to happen over the Christmas period. There'll be a bit of rebuilding.
Yep.
We'll make it all fit, get the suspension set up a bit higher so it can go through the bumps and the berms.
Yep.
And we'll be ready to go again.
And I think this car could challenge the GT.
I hope so.
Once
We'll
we
see.
have it set up properly.
Yep. Well, the GT should be able to go fast too if we did some mods to it. We'll see what we can do. So yeah, that's where we're at. So keep an eye out for the Velodrome. We're going to post on the events page on Facebook. So just like that, and you'll be able to see all the updates as we go along because we haven't confirmed the date yet, but we will in the future. So make sure you don't miss out because it's going to be big.
Indeed.
Everyone's going to be hanging out.
All right. So it looks like the quality today, unfortunately, is up and down. We have different type of internet connectors, so I'm not really sure how we can fix that. So hopefully it stays as best as it can be today. Not sure why it's up and down really. Yes. So
What are we going to look at now?
paints.
All right.
Paints. So
How about we do this?
scale 75.
Yep.
Last week we talked about some of these paints.
So I've got these paint sets now. So this is part of the fantasy and games selection. We showed you the rack last week, but these little sets make it much easier if you're beginning because they're focused on certain things. Like this particular one, this is for doing different kinds of makeup. So on the back, you'll be able to see the actual colors of the paint pots and also some examples. And then let's see if we change the camera. Change the camera.
There we go.
Okay,
Oh,
so that's the first one. That's the makeup one. So of course you can see all the makeup. Well, please come for the makeup.
The police came for the makeup, I think.
Oh, okay. I think I'm on the left. That's the favorite. Okay, so on the back you can see here, this is the actual colors of the bottles. It's pretty good. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bottles in the set. And from that set, you'll be able to get and achieve any of these sort of finishes here. Okay, so it's not just the one set. That's makeup. And then you've got these such as Shades of Doom. All right, so this is going to be pretty much a dark blue-green palette.
And there is also a radiant, just to give some contrast, which is quite nice.
Yes, and they give you the black and the white, so you've got the full tone, so you can change all that. And then we've got Unnatural Flesh.
Whoa.
Scary. Zombies and stuff. And again, you've got all these different tones to help you achieve all this. The blue there to give you that vein-like finish and the purple tones. And you got your greens and you got flesh tone there as well. That's for doing all your sort of fantasy type figures. What have we got here? All right, Steam and Punk.
It's a classic.
Yep. So these are very warm tones.
The brown and orange.
All the
color,
beiges.
yellows. Yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Look at this guy.
Yeah, that's right. So you've done the bronze finish on this guy,
Yeah.
and then there's also the flesh tones. And then we've got basic colors. So this is the number 2 set. So you got your quite a lot of fleshy tones here. Then you got your blues and a copper, so metallic. And then here we have the basic colors. This is the first set. So you can see the combination there. So if you want the perfect start, then these 2 sets will be absolutely perfect. Or you can pick either one depending on what sort of figures that you're painting, because they're slightly different color palette.
Okay.
And then we've got, this will be really popular. Brett will like this one. This is Orcs and Goblins.
Oh,
Okay, so that's the green tones. All right, so you got one warm tone there. You can mix through, and then all the different greens. You can see all the goblins. They're all very green skin.
Green.
Yep. What we got here? We've got elven colors.
Ah.
Okay, so these are the cool colors. So the elves got a lot of blues.
It's a bit of green.
Yep.
It's nice.
And
Finally,
this is quite a warm one. Okay, so creatures from hell.
Oh, I'll
So
do some red here.
That'll be super warm. Okay, so
Yes.
you got your browns and your reds all the way to your semi-fluorescent yellows, I'd say, to get that glow effect.
Very
Nice.
nice.
For the highlights. So there's your choice. You can either go for your individual bottles, which you just get from the rack, or you can get these sets. They
This
help
can
you
be
along.
really useful to, if specifically if you're learning, to actually set on the colors, because they're quite specific. Like if you're doing,
Yes.
as a creature from hell rather than, I don't know, steampunk is a very different kind of tone as such.
Yeah, that's right.
That would, I find that when you look at the rack, it's sometimes overwhelming. There's probably 40, 45 paints. Realistically, in each type of kind of character, you only need 4 or 5.
Well, that's right.
So it's
And
really
because they're in a set too, they end up a little bit more economical.
Yes.
And they also give you a guide inside, which is step by step. So you can learn the technique from here, and then you can build on that basic technique. So that's a good thing there too. They're educational.
Brilliant. So
Okay.
that's from Scale 75, Fantasy and Games.
Yes. But not only that, they've got the pigments as well.
Yes. Let's
So
bring those
we've had the
across.
pigments. So if you're not aware of what pigments are, the pigments are actually the powdered color, which is put into a paint base to make paint. So what they've done here is it's only just the powder. So the powder itself can be mixed in to make your own paint, or it can be used to make dust effects, which is its most common use. And they're quite easy to use. So you can either use them dry, you just brush them on the surface. Thing is, if you brush them on the surface, they'll be loose, so you need to fix them down. And hence why there's this stuff, which is your Pigment Fixer. So the Pigment Fixer is a very thin clear, basically glues it down to the surface. You can also use hairspray or clear paint, depending on how you want it to finish up.
So how do you apply the Pigment Fixer?
Pigment Fixer. So just say you want to do really caked on dried mud.
Yep.
So you'll put on you can either mix this into the pigment, and you can make it up like a slush, and you apply it.
Right.
Or you can apply this onto the surface, brush on the pigment,
right,
and then apply it again and again, depending on how thick you want it. So there's a couple of different ways of doing it.
So effectively, it's to build up layers of pigment.
That's right.
Effectively.
That's right. And then this will hold it in place too. So once it's dry, your pigment's not going to move anywhere. It'll be fixed in place permanently.
Would you spray this when you have like a really really thin kind of weathering effect? Would you spray this over to fix everything?
You can do
almost like a clear.
Yeah, sure. So the Pigment Fixer, it's probably better used brushed on.
Brushed on.
Yep. If you wanted to spray on, probably a clear
it
would be easier. Yeah, for sure. Yep. Okay, so you got a variety of colors. So I guess if we go over the top camera, you'll be able to see all the different colors there. So they've got them more marked on the top here. You'll be able to see on the bottom the actual color of the pigment. Now they're super fine. So these can be used as dust effects. And I've used them recently on my armored personnel carrier. All I've done is I've mixed some of this into some acrylic thinners.
Right.
And that's made a liquid pigment. And then I can just brush it on anywhere. It dries. And then you apply some more thinner to your brush and you push them around.
Oh,
and then when that dries, the thinner itself doesn't glue it onto the surface. But it's a bit like when you make something wet and you throw it against a wall, right? It's going to hang there for a little bit. And then when you're happy with where it is, you can just clear over it. Yep, and it fixes it in the spot. Yep. This stuff here is a little bit different. This is actually a medium. This is a mud effect. Okay, so this is a thick, I guess it's almost like a PVA.
Right.
The idea is when this dries, it dries clear, and you can create a different mud effect by mixing the pigment into it. So you can change the tone. Just with this is like the basis of mud. And then you get these and you can have a multitude of different mud colors. And even just mix paint in there as well. Just won't have that sort of chalky appearance that the pigment's going to give it, because the pigment has a very dry look. So that's some of the stuff that's also come from Scales 75. And this is what they call their Soilworks series. So they've got a lot of wearing materials. So they've got the washers as well.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. So that's really good.
Now, there is a comment from Shane suggested that he noticed that the Pigment Fixer is actually darkening the final color of the pigment.
It will darken. So what happens is, I guess as with any clear. So when you apply a clear, it's particularly noticeable with gloss clears, I guess, with a standard color. And that's where you get the depth of color coming out of your car models. When you put clear on, it deepens the color. What happens is with the pigment, because the pigment is actually dry, when you put liquid onto it, it absorbs the liquid and darkens. So that's one of those things that happens. Now, I guess you could try doing it like a liquid wash. So where I mixed in the acrylic. So if you mix acrylic thinner with some pigment and a couple of drops of flat clear, it's probably enough flat clear to hold it in place and not darken it too much.
Right.
But that's the thing that's going to darken it. So it's just like when you make anything wet. You know, when you get dry dirt and you make it wet, it goes dark. So that's a phenomenon that's happening there.
Definitely.
Yeah. You could even try, I don't know, maybe hairspray. That might help a little bit because it's slightly thicker.
Yeah.
But that might give a gloss finish.
Bit of experimentation, I guess.
Yeah,
as always.
that's right. Or you can just leave it on dry. So as long as you don't touch it too much, you'll have that'll give you the most dry looking effect. It's like most natural out of the container.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
All right. What else have we got?
Got this guy. So when we're talking about this kind of products, which are always related to, I guess, wargaming type, tabletop gaming, and little dioramas, got this big guy here.
Yep.
Big orc.
It's pretty impressive, isn't it?
It is impressive. It's huge.
He's like a giant mech, a giant orc mech. So what do they call him? Orkenberg. Oh, he's a Crushinator. Death Stomper.
Let me put the top camera so we can have a good look.
Okay, so if you can remember, last week we were showing off some Cromlech scenery type stuff. That was laser cut.
That's right.
Okay, so some of the details are in resin. So you can see resin holds a very sharp detail. So that's a bust, which is in the Cromlech range. So there are some resin details in it as well, but most of the flat pieces here are built up from the laser cut MDF, which is included. And that helps keep the price down quite a lot, because this is actually massive. This is 30 centimeters tall. You know, that's basically a foot.
If you look at this one, that's the size of a traditional 28 millimeter figure.
That's a 28 mil figure. Okay, so yeah.
Size?
Yep.
This. And so this one is like, obviously 10 times.
Yeah. So when you build this would be roughly the same size as this box. And
so,
that's a great thing. So it's a mix of resin and MDF, laser cut, and laser cutting is really sharp.
Indeed. And there is a new one coming. We just ordered it this week.
Oh, really?
Along with a couple of other limited edition Christmassy figures.
Yep.
And so there's a new one coming again with lots of accessories and bits and pieces. And you can also buy the different accessories and make your own one too, which is very, very interesting approach to this.
Well, that's right. Yeah. So the idea is a lot of customizing. So
that's right.
As long as as well as full figures, they've got all the arms, the heads,
the components.
Yeah, all separate.
So there's more order dropping the next probably week or two.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting new stuff.
For sure. Yeah, pretty good. That's good. So we missed out on showing that off. That was a bust here. So I don't know if we showed off the bust, but you can see there. You don't have to be a gamer to appreciate these sort of things. Quite a lot of people just like painting busts. If you like practicing different tones and skin painting, then these are absolutely perfect.
Ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice big size.
The way it's designed is that you can almost insert it into perhaps even something else, some other figures, I guess, some kind of construction.
Some people have modified them to become a full figure.
Because you've got this kind of shape on here that you can insert it and hold it and then build something around it.
That's right.
So could be interesting project.
Yeah. Yeah, very well done.
Nice.
All one piece. It's quite amazing how all the teeth are all in one piece as well.
Definitely.
All right.
So what else do we have?
Oh, we've got bits of all kinds. Well, what do you got there? Oh, yeah.
I think we should talk about this one. That was a very, we've been waiting for this for a while. It's a HMS Endeavour.
That's it. I'm sure that everyone in Australia knows what the Endeavour is. So this was Captain Cook's ship. And this would have been the most popular kit in the Artisania range, simply because of its history with Australia.
Right.
But it hasn't been available for quite a number of years.
Yes.
So they've redone the actual design for the whole kit, and this is it. So it's finally come in, and it has additionals of figures as well, which is a bit different. And also they're showing it in its full colors. So quite often the previous kit was just all plain wood. A lot of people did paint it up, but a lot of people didn't know really what the colors were. But this gives a good example of how it looks in its full color, and also includes the stand as well. The stands often aren't included.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense because they don't stand up by themselves.
You always need a stand to build it.
That's right. So it's a nice little set. Quite a few extra details on it. So I guess if we have a look here, you'll be able to see the figures. Right, so they give you some figures here. The figures are available separately as well, so you can load up the whole deck if you want to. They've got quite a number there. So you've got an officer there. I mean, that could be Captain Cook as well, holding a flag. You can see the size of the longboats. And then over here, you got a better idea
of what it looks like.
That's right. I mean, these are big kits.
It's quite nice, well painted.
Yeah. And it's interesting, they still include the DVD.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's like a step-by-step manual.
So this is scale 1 to 65, actually.
Yes. It's a big size.
Big shape. It's gonna
be. So overall length is 80 centimeters and 65 centimeters high.
That's
so it makes a really nice piece if you put it in your lounge room or your dining room. Very nice. And we do have quite a few of the Artisanal kits back in stock now.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. So we've got a bit of restocks, which is
That's
nice.
right. So it's not just ships they make some really nice aircraft ones as well, which we have.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What do we have next?
What shall we look at next? Well, we have
nanoblocks.
Some nanoblocks.
I guess we're all familiar with nanoblocks. We've seen them many times, and back in stock. So we have some of the classic, like the tram and the station.
Yes.
We've seen those many times.
Yeah. Well, they're so topical for us, right?
Absolutely.
Because we have them outside.
That's our tram out here.
Finn Street Station. Well, that's where we are.
Where we are.
Yeah.
But then we've got some really unusual kind of.
Yeah. So you've got mystical creatures as well.
Absolutely.
So you've got your choice here. You've got a European style dragon.
It's a European style.
That's right. And then you've got your Asian style.
Does it say that?
Well, you can recognize them. So it's an interesting thing. Dragons are mythical and they're in every culture around the world. And they're all slightly different. So hence, I mean, the European style dragons always have this really meaty body. And then the Asian style ones have a serpent style body.
Yeah, very true, actually. Never noticed that. But because their range is phenomenal. Like it's grown to a level. I remember to be 6 or 7 years ago when we started all these small bags.
Yes.
And then they started doing small boxes.
Yep.
And now they're moving to much larger models.
They are.
And can be cities, can be animals, buildings.
That's right. Yeah, the architecture range is fantastic, I think.
That's right. They've got all the monuments of the important capital cities like Eiffel Tower, and the Eiffel Tower in a smaller scale, but also in a larger box too. So you've got 2 or 3 versions of that. There's the Titanic.
Yes.
And from memory, also the Titanic is a huge Titanic, but there's also a smaller version.
That's right.
You've got all the
and there's bridges as well.
Bridges. Animals. There's a very nice collection of the Australian animals, like kangaroo.
Oh yes, they're always popular.
And all different kind of animals, and then all the way to this kind of more fantasy.
It makes it more interesting, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Absolutely.
I like those. And if you haven't done like nano bricks before, basically like very, very tiny construction bricks, like
That's
Lego.
Right.
But just to give you an idea, this particular one is 700 pieces. And this one is 960.
Wow.
And this little fella.
40 from memory? No, a couple of hundred. What was it? 290.
So, yeah.
And this is going to be pretty much this size. So that is a lot of parts for something so small.
Yes. So quite intricate. So,
but they're not impossible. It's
that's quite
easy to do.
That's right.
Even younger kids can navigate through. The instructions are really, really well made. That's typical of Japanese kind of manufacture, really well presented, nice 3D models and colored instructions. So step by step is a level at a time. It's actually not very hard to do.
No, that's right. I mean, your daughter,
she's doing the Titanic.
Yes.
We're in a stall point. She's done the first 20 pages.
Right.
And we are on a break at the moment.
Don't worry.
But
we'll get there.
On.
Yeah, so that's nano blocks. So we've got a
Brilliant.
huge selection at the moment, just restocked. All right, what else we got?
We've got this one.
Oh, that's okay.
Let's look at this one.
All right, so this is a release from Hasegawa. It's a huge 1 to 350 scale ship of the Akagi aircraft carrier. Now, this particular ship is quite famous because this is a ship that was at Midway. I think there was a ship that was destroyed at Midway. It sort of brought a lot of images because there was a recent movie, the make of Midway. I'm talking about the story of Midway, the battle. And realistically, Japan had the biggest navy at the time, and America was quite afraid of the Navy because they had so many aircraft carriers. Japan realized that aircraft carriers were going to be their mainstay and had multiples and multiples. And it's just certain timing and also good intelligence from the Americans that they worked out where these ships were, and they managed to destroy quite a lot of them. And it was also, I guess it was unusual or maybe bad commanding from one of the admirals that he kept the aircraft changing their armament because they were attacking Midway Island, and then they also wanted to attack ships. And to attack ships, you need torpedoes. To attack the island, you need bombs. And so what they did was in the hull, in the hangar, he changed what he needed during the circumstances. So what they do is they can't put all the weaponry back in the store, so they just had them parked on the side. Right. And when they got hit smack bang in the deck by a dive bomber from America, all the armament just went up. Exploded. Yeah. And so that was the end of them. So that was quite amazing. So it's a massive kit. You can see how thick it is. Huge. Massively thick box. And 350 scale is going to be pretty big. Okay, so let's see if we can get a quick look here. Now this is going to have all the aircraft and such. Now this is one of the Hasegawa limited edition ones, which means they only produce it a few times a year, and that gives you a good idea of the actual size of it.
This is actually nice. Look how big it is. The whole one piece.
So you've got this big, massive instruction manual, which is just rolled up here.
Format.
Yep.
And then
you can see here.
It's a big piece.
Yeah, it's very thick too. Very heavy.
True. Look at this.
Yeah, so you're not going to get any warpage with this. Sometimes you worry about the hull changing shape after it's put together. You get some stands,
and then several levels of parts.
Yep. So if you're looking for a really nice kit of the Akagi,
I'm going to put a top camera for a second because I think we should
zoom it out.
The detail here on the side is actually quite nice.
It's already incorporated.
Yeah,
you can see the walkways here, like those step. What do you call them? Rungs, I guess. Yeah, it's very, very heavy.
Very nice. Texturing in general and detail all the way along.
Yeah, so it's molded in the full hull.
Yeah.
You can just see here how thick. You got all your locating points there as well. So you can imagine there's going to be the deck that's across here. I don't know if we can get to anything sort of further in. It's going to be hard to get to.
Invasive to reach it, but there's lots of small parts.
Yeah, we can get a good idea of what it's like there.
Definitely.
So if you enter your carriers,
that's definitely must have.
That's nice.
Interesting.
And that's very characteristic of the Japanese type ships too, the big massive exhaust on the side.
Inside, yes.
Yeah, that's cool. Pull that back.
Very good.
It seems like kits are getting bigger and bigger these days.
They are. Looks like all companies are striving to make the biggest kit possible. Yes. We have the 16 Steel Stuke that started the discussion of bigger kits.
Well, that's right.
This year, and then a few other follow with the similar models. So lots of big kits be made.
Yep.
So Shane is asking if you have any Melbourne themed Hoons Workshop models in the works.
Different. Well, we do have the tram, which everyone knows about.
Yes.
So the tram, we've got a production ready now. So they're boxed. They're good to go. I'm still working on my restaurant one. That should be finished this weekend. I'm planning, and then once I get that all cleared up, I think we'll stick it on the running chassis as well. We'll take it for a drive. And actually, we haven't taken Plugger for a walk for a while.
Plugger hasn't gone for a walk, but I guess as people are back in the city, it would be nice to do a walk because the previous walk was desertic.
It was
empty
a bit,
Melbourne.
Yeah, I guess it's historical that was a period that we lived through, but it would be nice to have quite a few more people around. But the restaurants are opening up now. I went out for some pizza yesterday. That was good fun.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good night.
I did.
So that's for now.
Yes.
It's a bit more development, but developing this model takes several interactions. Plugger, I think, is a version 3, 4, 5. I don't even remember.
Yeah, so this is an early version. This was early version 2.
Yeah.
Main difference is we've split the roof off now.
Yeah, so effectively, from the first version was pretty much good to go.
Yeah.
However, we worked in ways to make it easier and more user-friendly,
Yep.
specifically when you go and build it to have
Yes.
a much better fitting. So even the first one was definitely doable, but there was a little bit of sanding to do and a bit of warpage here and there.
Yes.
And with few refinements, we end up removing almost all these problems.
Yes.
Obviously, it's still a model kit that needs to be worked on.
Yep.
But it's a lot easier to work on. So I think something new probably next year will be at this point. But definitely, if you have any ideas, just pop it in the comments.
Yeah, let us know.
Definitely always welcoming suggestions.
Yep.
But we'll be carry on to do other Hearns Workshop accessories.
I think the next version tram along would be a nice addition, but we'll see what we do.
Exactly. We'll see. So good. All right. So let's park this here.
All right. What else do we have?
I think we are almost at the end today.
Oh, really?
I think we are. Good. Well,
It is, isn't it?
I think we need to have a good look at this car.
Oh, yes.
Actually, before a few of our viewers have been guessing the color, and it was a very dark green, effectively, which is true, which is correct.
I wonder what they call it.
Very dark British racing green.
Yeah, I would say it's like that. Yes.
So we should have a good look at this car at this point.
So what they call it, dark Brunswick green, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, let's do a bit of zoomage.
So, as we said before, this is a limited edition number 4 of 12.
Yeah,
And
so you can see that on the plaque just there.
that's right. So
Number 4 of
again,
12.
this is a BPR model in 1/18 scale. And I guess what comes to jump out straight away is the detailing of the interiors.
I mean, you can see all the small buttons and everything on that center console.
That's right.
And then it's a bit hard for you to see there because I don't think I can line it up properly. But the dashboard, you can see all the instrument dials. The leather is really nicely finished.
Stitching.
It's not an ultra matte. It's almost like a satin to matte finish, which looks incredibly like leather. As you said, the stitching. So you can see the chunky stitching. Let's see if I can get the angle right. Just on the seats. And I mean, it's very significant with these sort of cars. You might be able to see the chunky stitching around there as well, around the dash.
And the seat belt. So there's a seat belt, and you can see all the photo edging around the seat belts. Probably hard to see, but there's a seat belt there. The back of the seat belt is photo edge.
Yeah, so the individual seat belts, front and back. There's just fine details like that. It just makes a difference.
And the reason we choose this car today is because often we have them, they're not they're fully enclosed.
Yes.
So you don't get to see the detail, but even the one they're fully enclosed have exactly the same details inside.
Yes.
So the interiors are phenomenal on these models.
Yes.
Very different to the diecast.
That's probably, I think that's a photo etched badge there.
Yes.
It's very fine.
Yes.
And then there's also the chrome on the handle as well. And being a resin model, you can see that the panel gaps are very, very fine. So that's a very scale. Unlike die-cast metal ones with opening doors, they tend to have very big gaps in them. Got the really nice chroming alongside here. The Bentley symbol in the center of the wheels.
That's right. So
And let's go to the front. The front is quite unique.
very.
I need a bit of focusing there.
There we go. There we
There
go.
you go.
Perfect.
And you can see how fine the grille is there. And then you got your standard your Bentley, the flying B symbol on the bonnet. You can see how the lenses look very realistic as well. They never go around the side. So you got super fine wheels, photo wedge disc brakes as well. They got the ventilating holes in them.
That's right. Very detailed.
Yep. And as we go around the back, it's the tinting on the lights. The tinting is very realistic as well, nice and deep. Again, you've got the Bentley badge on the back. And you just see how mirror finish on this Duco. It's just like a real car. See how crisp it is? You can see all those fluorescent tubes reflecting off it. There's no orange peel at all. So there's the lights going through. It's absolutely beautiful. And you'll notice that on these resin cars as well, the glasses are very thin. Because with really thick glass that you go on die-cast cars, the thickness actually gives you distortion. But when you look through here, it's absolutely crisp. And you see how the reflection is just as good as on the bodywork. And that's basically what you want to see on a real car as well.
And I guess that makes it also a lot more delicate. So that's a truly collectible.
Yes, that's right.
So this is not nothing that you play with or fiddle with too much.
Yep.
Pretty much to keeping your display, your collection.
Even the windshield wipers, they're really fine photo etch. Yeah, it's just absolutely beautiful. You can't go wrong with these. So BBR, they are top notch.
Absolutely.
So they're not absolutely the most expensive, because I think a little while ago we had that bespoke, what was it, like quarter scale Salva that that group made.
Yes.
And I can't remember how much was that. It's 20 grand or 30 grand.
That's it.
Yep.
That's right.
These are incredibly good quality, but they're not that expensive. But they are pricey compared to your regular sort of die cuts.
Absolutely. But you can see the level of detail and attention to the color specifically, because all these models are licensed, and specifically when you work with luxury brands, you have to be they have to submit the models to the manufacturer.
Yes.
And they'll have to approve the color ultra specific on exactly what everything should look like.
Yes.
So a couple of weeks ago we had a McLaren, and the same again. We actually sold that McLaren just the other day, because that specific color shifting McLaren Senna. There is a model apparently in Melbourne, and the customer was very specific on the actual color. How that car. So very good.
Can't go wrong with the BBR.
Definitely not.
I mean, I've just noticed the what do you call the valve?
The valve pressure.
The valve for the tire is actually within the wheel as well. Yep.
Every single diesel brand.
So there you go.
Beautiful.
Very nice. Okay.
Very good.
So what have we got? So if that's it, does anyone have anything that they'd like us to go and get and have a look at? So let us know now, because I can just run out there, pick it up, and have a closer look.
Indeed. Otherwise, we have been working on quite a few videos again. So there's quite a few tutorials that you've been working on. I see some blue stuff action this week.
Yes, I did.
So something in blue stuff.
That's right. So I've been working on the Phantom as well. Yes. The Phantom, the video is not ready for this week, so it'll be next week. Same with the build of the F1 car, but we've got other things which we're going to mix it up a bit, and we'll probably change the dates around just to show you something different.
That's right.
Yeah.
So lots of stuff coming. And what else? I guess we got arriving. We got quite a bit of stuff arriving. So this green stuff will arrive next week.
Yes.
Big restock of that.
Yes. We've got some new Mac kits coming.
The Mac kits, yes. The interesting shipment from Japan.
Yes.
And what else? We should be receiving Santa Mia C before Christmas.
Oh, yes.
We've been told. So surprise, but that should be still incoming.
Yeah.
That'll be good news. Meanwhile, we still have a few Nova Foxes, a few VQS. Monster Beetle is still a bit of stock.
There's always news of new things coming too. So I'm looking forward to the E3. I'm sure you would be too. The Lancia Integrale.
Absolutely.
That looks like a really nice kit.
Definitely.
Big 12-scale one.
Hong Kong model released something just yesterday, a couple of days ago.
That's right. So they've got the Grand Slam bomber version of the Lancaster in 32nd scale.
Yeah.
So that's like their earlier release, but the nose is quite different, and obviously the big massive bomb's different. Looks like there's a reboxing of the B-17F as well, which was the Memphis Belle type aircraft. And that all should be coming soon, as well as the 16-scale Stug that you're talking about.
That's right, before Christmas. So
hopefully. For
the Stug, as you probably see from our previous videos, we have quite a few Hearns Workshop parts.
Yes.
The work has been working quite hard on that, and we have about up to 10 different accessories.
That's right. So there's there's muzzle brakes, there's the C hooks, S hooks, the fire extinguisher, the buckets,
the ammo box, Zimmer tool.
Yeah, that's right. The little stamp. Yep.
Got the big. Actually, let me.
The pig's head. What do you call it again? Something cop. Cop his head. What is it? Sour cop.
That's it.
Is it different than sauerkraut? Oh, hungry.
Okay, so this is huge actually. That shows how big is this going to be, this model.
Yep.
On the top camera.
Just for people who don't know, so the kit will come with the standard welded plate type mantlet, and this is the cast mantlet, which is quite a unique shape. It's quite organic in shape here. And then our version also comes with the little pill, which can push in. That's got the casting number on it. So it's going to include a few different casting numbers. And we've left it smooth so you can do your cast effect by yourself, which is quite easy. I've got the tutorial on how to do cast effect with Tamiya Putty. That's on, I think it's on YouTube already, or maybe not. But look out for that.
Sorry, we lost everything here.
What have you lost? There you go.
Yes, so this is quite impressive actually.
Yeah.
The construction of this, it's remarkable. So yes, so quite a few things for the suit, and a lot more coming.
Yes.
So
exciting times. Christmas is coming too.
Christmas is coming, so we have definitely seen an increase in sales, and we customers being able to walk in. So
that's great. With all the people coming in, it's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. So
is that it?
I think we're at the end of episode 74.
Right. No requests.
No request. I can see the internet connection.
Oh, it's so good.
A bit unstable, so it had some good moments and bad moments. So we'll try to plot something else in the game for next week. It was good last week, so we'll see what's happening there. So sorry about that. We'll try to make that next week.
Yep.
So have a good weekend for now, and thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, that's it. See you later.
Bye-bye.